So we'll start with our React part today. So this part, the React part, I won't be committing it because I want everyone to write down here along with me. Some part, if it is complicated, I will give you in Telegram. But if it is few lines, 1 or 2 lines, or few lines, or if I feel you should write down, then I will ask you to type. Let me run this. So whenever I write something, you should type that along with me when I will give you the time. So yesterday, someone asked me the difference between callback. So I haven't taught you use memo yet, and I generally don't use this one, but I will tell you the use of this later, not now. But whatever I have taught you, that is use callback, and then there is a use effect, and there is react.memo. So this react.memo should be attached to all the components. Whatever you build it, you have to attach that react.memo to any component. That way, you know, if the props are changed, then only that component will be called. So if props are changed, then only that component will be called. If you don't put react.memo, it will be called every time. Now, whenever you create function inside the, let's say we have the function, for example, so we have the function, this is my component, and we have the function this handle change. So this function will build this part again and again. So whenever I'll re-render this component or any props is changed, then this function is recreated. So if we want that it should not recreate, it should take the older version of this function, then we have to wrap it with the use callback. That way it will not recreate. Whenever you change the detail, this function will re-render it, and when it will re-render, it will create new copy of this function. And if you don't want to create new copy, use callback, then it will use the old copy, whatever it has built when creating the page. So that way you will get a cached copy every time. So it is helpful in some memory spacing, memory loss. So you will get advantage in that you will getting cache copy. You are not recreating it every time. Okay, now another thing is the use effect. Whenever you want to call a function, 1 second. So use callback is used to cache the function. We have already seen the examples of use callback. If you don't remember, you go back in the videos and see there will be some title with the callback, and we have done that one. Okay, so to cache the function. Now UseEffect, whenever the page loads, you want to do something, or whenever the component is called, you want to do something, you have to put it in the UseEffect. If you put outside this UseEffect, like here, let's say if I put constant x equal to 1. So whenever this component is called, or whenever the props are changed, it will call this again and again. So if you want to keep, if you want to call again and again, it's okay. Then you keep it outside. But it is extra work on the component. So people generally put things in the UseEffect so that it is called only one time whenever the page loads. Okay, so UseEffect, anything whenever you want to use when the page load or component is called, you can use the UseEffect. Or if you want that some variable is changed, then only something should happen. For example, let's say this detail is changed. You are calling another campaign. So whenever the detail is changed, you want to do some process, then put that process in the UseEffect. So whenever the detail will change, you will call that UseEffect. So UseEffect is generally used whenever you want to do something on the page load or component load thing. Otherwise, if you put outside the UseEffect, it will be called multiple times, 100 times. You don't want to call it 100 times, so you can put it in the UseEffect. Kind of memory optimization, right? Now, what is context API? So we are using the Redux. Instead of Redux, you can use the context API. So it is up to you whether you want to use the context API or Redux. The context API is little complex, and it is not worth to use it, because I have seen so much complication in context API, not good to use it. If it is a simple small project, context API is okay, but as the project grows, better is to use the Redux. I will show you one of the context API. Yeah, things become so complicated. Context API, I don't like it. So I have used it, but I am trying to remove it and move it to Redux only. I'll show you one example, though you will not understand the complete thing, but at least I will show you what the context API. I'm just checking where I have used it. Yeah, so here I think I have used it. No, not yet. One second, I will just. I will not suggest you to use the context API. Yeah, the reason is, see, like in Redux, we create one reducer, two reducer, and both are separated. In the context API, let's say if I create the user context and group context, I have to wrap both the context around my component. If I don't wrap it, I won't be able to use it. So let's say if I have 5 reducers in Redux, similarly, I will make 5 contexts and I have to wrap 5 contexts here around my component. So that makes things very hard to do. I don't like this, all the context wrapping it around my component. So in example, you will see only one context, so it is pretty much easy to use it, and you will see it is doing good. But as soon as your project will grow, wrapping all the context around your component is very bad. It doesn't make any sense. I created 2 here, then I realized, oh, if I want to create more, I need to wrap more, and then practically it is not good. I don't like it. So I never go, though I will show you one example context API for interview purpose, but practical purpose, don't even go with that path. Okay, so let's see what we have done. Okay, this is our campaign. So as soon as I'm making it smaller, you will see still we see 2 things that I don't like it. I will fix that also. Let's say if I go here, I have 3 columns. As soon as I do small, it is all 3 are coming here. I don't want it. I want when mobile is there, only 1 column should be visible. Let's see if we can fix it now, that part. Okay, where should I go? Components, it's a tree, campaign, details. This is the detail one where okay, let's go to detail page. Okay, here is the grid one. So this access means the smaller screen. So if a smaller screen is there, I want access to be 12. So when the smaller screen will come, it will take whole width. And when it is big screen, I want it to take the 5. So I will make it MD5. So for big screen, I will use MD. And for the small screen, I will use access. And access will be 12 in all the cases. Now if I refresh, you will see this is a smaller screen. So each one is taking the full width, post, task, and members. When a bigger screen, it's taking 3 columns. See, the React Native, the thing is that I have learned React Native and use it in my personal experience, not in companies, because in companies I build only the React one. Okay, so all the React Native is same thing. Whatever we do in the React, it is same. For building it, I just do it in my personal learning point of view, not as a profession. Yes, the coding wise, React and React Native is same. So once you know the React, everything is similar in the React Native. So you don't need any extra effort to learn anything new. Only thing you need to do, practice and make some projects. So once you know the React thoroughly, you can go with React Native without learning any new stuff. It is similar, just build few projects. By watching in the YouTube, just find some good React Native project and start building it. Okay, so now just you also change this one. I'll give you 1 minute in the detail page. Just do these changes. That is great news, Ashok Kumar. Congrats. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, so now is it done? Now I will give you some tasks which you have to do now. Okay, so I will give you some tasks which you have to do now, and then I will do it with you. Okay, so because I want you to try, I will give you 10 minutes to do the task. Let me see which task I will give you. Okay, so everyone has done. This is the class 1 which we did long time back. Okay, so this the 1 second. Okay, so we did this class 1, if you remember. This is the master page where we built the input box and pagination and listing. So I will show you one page. You have to build exactly the same thing. So this post is there. When I create the new post, it goes into the database. Okay, and it goes away from here. If we see the database, let's see the database. So the post is created here. Okay, just now I created this post. Now we have to display this post here on this page here. So I'll show you what I did, because after the class I just do it for myself, because I have to release this project soon. So I don't wait here in the class till it gets completed. I will be moving quickly to build this project. So the thing is that you need to build whatever I have built. I will show you one example what I have built. You have to build similar thing. So this is the post. This is the campaign, this is the post. So once the post is created, for example, this post is created, it appears here, right? So you have to build a similar experience. This part is done. New part post is done. So you have to build one search part. Then you have to display all this one and display the total records and display this. So you have 15 minutes to complete this project. You can take this search bar from here, whatever we did on the right side. Just put this search and this search part, and put this search part in another component. Okay, and then listing is there. This listing, this TEFFDG is coming from like this, this the title whichever we have. So you can get that title, and this listing is coming from the material UI. If we go to material UI, so in the material UI, I got it from here. Okay, so you have to copy the code here, replace this avatar with nothing but what we have in the campaign page. In the main campaign page, we have this one avatar, similar avatar. You have to copy it here. Okay, and rest other thing, this title and this part, I took it from here and put it here. And which user has created it, I put it here. So whenever we post it, we get the user information also. We can show that. You have to try to put this, you have to try to put as I have built it. And if you cannot do in 15 minutes, I will do it. But when I will do it, I will do very fast, because this is already we have done it. Only thing you need to see how to do it. And now if you practice it, and after I show you, it will be more clear how to do the things. So once I create the new post, I will be able to see all this here, and we have pagination also. And if I change pagination to 5, so one page we see 5, then on the second page we see one more. Okay, so you have 15 minutes, your time starts now. Just build it and give me the copy in the chat. Okay, I will open this page so that you can see how I have built it. Will you be able to do it? Yes or no? Yeah, you have to try it and try to make this one. Okay, then I will do it. Then you watch what mistakes you have done it. And then similarly we will be doing the task next time. So once you get the idea of how to do this, it is easy to do the task and the members. Okay, so I will give you 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes we'll see who has done it, and then I will do it. Then you can see how I have done it. Okay, 15 minutes. Now it's 8:34 on in my computer. I will ask at 8:50. Okay, 8:50. Whatever you have done it, they show me in the chat, and then we will take from there. Okay, your time starts now. So whatever you have done, you can put it in the chat if you have done anything. Or if you are stuck somewhere, I will do it now. You can go through it. And now I will do things little faster because we already did lot of things, similar things. And if you want to write down, you can, after the class, you can watch the video and write down. And maybe some part I will give you in the Telegram chat. Okay, otherwise you have to write down the whole for this small module. Okay, so we have the post, this post here, which will display the top, which will display this top header kind of thing. Then we have the create post, which will give the form to create the post, and we will now put one more line after this. We will call the post list, which will display the listing of all the posts. So let me put it here, and I will pass the details same way as I pass in other place. If you are not able to do it, it's okay. Just watch it. I asked to do because that will help you to understand once I start doing it. If you don't try it, then whatever I'm doing, many things will go out of your head. So try to see what I'm doing it or what you have done it, so you can compare with it. So now post list will be displayed here on the page. Okay, I have to call this in post. Okay, I'm able to see this post list. Okay, so let's go and now implement this post list page. So post list will be everything which I displayed there on that one. I will be creating sub components here on this page. Okay, so let's build it now. So first is the div tag. So as I showed you, we have the search bar. So I may create one component called as search posts. I will call that search post here. Let's create that search post. Okay, then I will call that search post here. after search post, let's say if I type something, nothing is coming, no search result. So I need to show this no record found. So for that, I have shown you that we have the alert in the material UI. Let's grab that one. Let's say the alert one. You want to show something like this. So I have to grab this alert one here. I'll call alert one here. So here I will call alert. And what is the syntax? Let's check the syntax. This one. Here I'll say no record found. Okay, but based on the condition, I will put the condition in few minutes. Let's put this here. And then we need to show the listings. What listing? This listings. I want to show this listings. So for that, I will grab this part. Okay, this one. Okay, let's grab this one. I'll put that here below this one, and I need to import the things. Okay, let's see how it looks now. Okay, right now it's just a raw thing. We will make it live by putting the real value. So if you see this list is here, then we have the list item. So I will put this list item and this divider in another component. So let's create another component. Maybe I will call it as post item.jsx RFCE, and in the post item I will just start with the fragment, and I will put both the things here. Since I put it here, I need to copy it from here, all the import statements. And I will call this post item here in this page. If you don't understand anything in between, you can ask me. I will be happy to answer that. In few days, I will do the revision of the React, because a lot of things we have done, and people have lost what things are in the React. So the important things we will repeat, and few new people wants to learn the basics of the React. So I will revise the basics again in few days. I don't know when, but it will be soon. So I will call this post item. I will call this post item here. So this post item will be dynamically displayed, because right now I am just showing one, but when I will make it dynamic, it will come from database, and a lot of post item will be in the for loop. So a lot of post item will be displayed here. Right now I have only one, but it will be soon multiple. Let's delete what is not needed. Okay, what else? Now, okay, so this list item, I will put it in the fragment. Why I'm putting in fragment? Because I want to add pagination also here. I can put div tag also, but fragment is also fine. And here I will show the display counter. You know, display counter we did in the another project also. Right now I will put the dummy value 10, but later on I will change it to real value. Let's create this display counter component. Every component has to be wrapped with the React.demo. Remember that. and here count will come, and I will display the count as, maybe I will say here, strong total records are count, whatever count I get it here. Okay, so let's import this one also. Okay, that one is done. Now let's take another one. Now here also I want to display the pagination, so let's put the pagination part here now. Okay, so pagination, I created one common component. In the common I have this pagination. I will import this pagination. Import I'm going back. Okay, let's put the pagination here. Okay, so pagination expects few parameters here like this. Right now I will just pass the dummy one till I make the real one. So the count I will just pass as 10. Page will be 0 initially. Next will be, I will say 5. Set page with a function. So I will just put dummy function now till I make the real function. Set max equal to is a function. I will make dummy function now. So we are passing all the parameters which is needed. Right now it's hard coded value. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so we have the search post, no record found, listings, and then we have the pagination. So this is all about the structure on the post list page. Okay. So before we go further, I will give you all these pages in the Telegram chat. You can grab it from the Telegram chat, and then we'll go further. This is a post list. I just now put it in the Telegram chat, and then this is a post item. This is the search post, which is right now dummy page. Detail page you can edit yourself. Okay, that's all for post list. Okay, now let's try to work the functionality for this page. Since this page is self isolated in this part, I will not use Redux in this case because it is only limited to this one. If I need the variables to be passed to another component or another page, then I would have put the variable in the Redux. But since this is a self-contained component, I will just use the use state because no need to go to Redux for this internal post. Okay, so let's create in the internal one only. So let's try to work on this one. So the post list gets the detail like this detail. I will also pass one more parameter, show my post equal to false. If I pass this as a true, I want to see all the posts which I have created. But if I pass show my post equal to false, it will show all the posts of all the users. Okay, so I'm passing two things here. One is detail and one is show my post. Okay. One. Okay, so now I pass these two parameters. Remember, show my post is show only my post, because this page will also be used somewhere where I want to display only my post, the user who created the post. That's why I will pass two parameters, And let's grab these two parameters in here. Right now I want to show all the users post, but in future at some point of time I will pass this as a true also. Okay, let's create the internal state here. Remember, all these steps will be needed in many other modules, like showing the task or showing the members. So you should pay attention what I'm doing. Okay, so this state variable will be count equal to 0. Initially count will be the 0. Results will be initially array, empty array. This will come from database. Right now I'm just putting this. I will also add one more key value pair, and I will explain you later why I created this one, users as a object. So there is a special purpose to use this users, and I will explain you once I'm reached at that point. I will also create few more state variables which I will keep separate from this one, and that will be the page and set page. Then I will create another one for maximum record, set max. Initially I will say show 5 records. So max is the how many max records you want per page. I make it 5, or I can make it 10 also. Let's make it 10. Then I will also create one more state variable keyword for the search part, set keyword. And initially it has value of this one. I will also create one more variable called as loading, where I will be showing the loading icon till I get results back from the server. Because if user will not see loading icon, he will say, oh, what's happening, it is stuck somewhere. So I will show this also. Initially loading will be false. This search part I will not do now, because we need to do some changes in the create post also, which if I get time now I will do it. Okay, right now let's keep it like this. So when someone will try to put it, I'll show you when someone will try to. So when someone is trying to create a new post, when it's saving it, I don't immediately call this to get the results. I have the live query set up. So based on the live query, the display results come automatically. When I save it, actually you are seeing it immediately, but it is not coming from this page, it is coming from the live query. So I also set up live query for this part. Okay, so we will also put this live query. So to put the live query, we need one variable, and that variable is called subscription, if you remember. And it is having the react.useRef value of null initially. Now I will create UseEffect, because whenever the page will load, or whenever the page is changed, or whenever the max is changed, or whenever the keyword is changed, I want to query the database again and get the results back. So for that, I need to create a UseEffect. I'll say react.useEffect, and it is an arrow function, and it has some dependencies. So whenever the detail is changed, that means whenever the campaign is changed, I want to fetch the data again from the server. So I put dependency as detail, one dependency as detail. Second dependency, whenever the page number changes, I want to call that server again to get the details. So second dependency is page. Third is whenever the max is changed, I want to call the server again. So dependency is here. Whenever this show my post is changed, sometimes I pass true or false. So I will put show my post here. So whenever all these are changed, I will call the server and get the results back. Or whenever the keyword is changed, I will go to the server and get the results back. So any of this thing is changed, I need the UseEffect to call again. That is, here I will write some code to fetch the data from the server. Okay. I can write this function here in this place here. I can write the function to fetch the data from the server outside this function also. Or I can create one file. Maybe I can create one file called as post utilities, utils.js. Or I can write the function here in the post util and import it here. So let's write it here. I will here say import parts from parts. Then I will create one function. Name of the function will be find posts is equal to, okay, so I created one function and here I will be passing all the information which I have here. Okay, I can pass this information directly here in the round bracket, or I can create a object, curly bracket object, and put all information here. The advantage of curly bracket is I can pass the variable in the order I want. Okay, but if I don't put this curly bracket, then I have to pass the order similarly as shown here. So my first parameter should be detail, second should be page, third, fourth, or fifth. But if I use curly bracket, I can pass object with no particular order. So it is much beneficial to put it in the curly bracket. So here I will write down the function to get the data from the server. Also I need to pass the set state in this function, because once we get the data from the server, we will update the state. We will update the state by calling the set state here only. So I will pass this set state also in this function. And this loading, set loading, because I will be showing loading icon till we get data from the server. So I need to make this loading true or false, and that part also I will pass it here. So we may need to update the loading. Okay, so I pass that here. So all these parameters are sent here. Now I will write down the code here to get the data from the server. So if we don't pass detail, that means we are not on the proper campaign. I will return. I don't want to do anything. So if no detail is there, just return it. Initially, I will make the loading equal to true. That means process has started to get the data from the server. Now I will create the query, which we do always over in the parse case. And I will query this post. And then we'll say equal to, now I'll check the campaign, because we need the campaign to be the campaign which we are there. So campaign is nothing but this detail. So campaign should be equal to detail. Query dot equal to, now I will check if you see this one. Let's see the database. So we have deleted. This deleted should be 0, and another one is flag. This flag also should be 0. If someone has flagged this post, we don't want to show it because it is flagged. Okay, so we don't want to show that flagged post. So let's put deleted part first. Deleted equal to 0. Flag part I will put in a minute. If it is show my post is true, that means I want to show only my post. So here I will say if show my post is there, then query dot equal to user is equal to parse dot user dot current. the current user, because I want to see only my post if the show my post is true. And if show my post is not true, I will put else condition here. There I will check the flag part, because if it is my post, I want to see flag post also. So here I will say flag equal to 0. If it is my post, I don't want to see the flag. I want to see all the posts which I created it. Someone has flagged it, it's okay, but I want to see it. So if it is my post, I will not pass a flag here. But if it is okay, but if it is not my post, I want to see flag should be 0. I don't want to show the posts which are flagged. Okay, and let's go now another one. If keyword is there, we already saw how to call the keyword query.matches. So generally here you can only provide a one field. Either you provide the title or description, or you provide the title, this title. So but I want to search on title and description both. Okay, so I will be creating one third field which will take the title and description and concatenate it and put it there. That I will do later. So right now, just for today's thing, I will use matches with the title, but when I create a new field next time, I will use that. Let's put title now. And then I will put a keyword, whatever keyword user has put, and case insensitive. If it is upper or lower, it doesn't matter. Then I will say query.descending. I want descending with the created date. So all new posts be at the top. Like imagine this is the Facebook wall. So we need to show only the new one at the top. And I will say query.skip. We already did how to do skip part page into max. And we will also pass limit. Limit is maximum number, whichever we want. And we will say query.count, so that we get the count and results both back. And once we construct our query, I will say query.find, and then I have to use the then and the catch. Since we are not using async await, I need to use this then and catch. Then should be also arrow function, and catch will be also arrow function. This is error. And this one will get some data back from the server. I will name it as records. We will be getting records from the server. And once we get the record from the server, I will change the state. I will call the set state with the arrow function inside it. And this is the previous state. I will return state, and records will be nothing but the object of count and the results. So I can also say count equal to records.count, results equal to records.results, or in the simple way I can directly say dot 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 records. So it will destructure the records and put it here. I will also call the loading to be false. Once we get the results back, we have to make the loading equal to false. Okay, so these two will be done. So once this set is called, the data will be updated here in this part, because set state is nothing but this one. Data will be updated here, and we can see the state value. So for demo purpose, I will see what is the value of state now. Right now I haven't called the function, so state will be empty now. It will be the original value. So state is C original, no change is there in the state. Let's call this function now and see what is happening. I have to import that function. and I will call that function here, and I will pass all this information there. Also, I want to pass the set state. Also, I want to pass the set loading. Okay, so now we will see what's happening. Let's refresh it. So you will see now the state is coming with the proper value, count is there, and the results are there with the 4 values. Okay, so we are getting the data from the server properly. Now we have to take this data and display it here on the page, which I will not do now. I will only do the counting part, showing the counting part here. So in the display counter, I'll say state.count, so that I should show 4 records here. Okay, so I will give you this post list in the Telegram again, and I will give you this post utils also again in the Telegram. So just you go through this post, find post today, and whatever we have done till today, this part, just complete this today. Just go through it. Next week we will complete this part, and once I complete this part next week, I will ask you to do the task. So you have to do yourself this task part. It will be exactly similar to the post. Only thing here we will have the checkbox, because that will be that I have completed the task. So if we go to the list part, we'll be using some kind of this checkbox. So don't worry, don't do now that checkbox part. Once we complete this post, I will ask you to do same thing for the task, and I will ask you to do same thing for the members. At least I expect once I complete this post, you should be able to do properly the task and members, but just following whatever we did in the post one. So for the post, we are done for today. We'll complete the search part and displaying of the results. We are getting it from the server. Only thing we need to display it here. And then we also have to write the live query, so that whenever I create a new post, it should automatically display it here. That all things we will do on Saturday. Saturday we will do the React, and next Sunday we will do the data structure. Any questions? That's all for today.